Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig and today I've got a fantastic collection from our friends at Hunkydory Crafts. We have got these adorable little books that make wonderful card focals and amazing coordinating double-sided paper to make beautiful cards like this one. I can't wait to show you what else we came up with, so come play with us. All right, so let's take a look at the sewing little book. There are 144 vintage themed images and there's 24 different designs. So you're getting multiples of each design. There's like, I think 5, 6 of each. So look at those, how cute they are. Dressmaking, sewing. I think, you know, they just work so beautifully. Anybody who loves crafting, these are just perfect for. And the vintage designs are kind of, you know, they're not like, I don't know, I want to say they're more a contemporary vintage, the way they're laid out, the colors, definitely, the way they're put together are just beautiful. And they just have sort of a new take on vintage, I think. Lots of little greetings there, you guys. And then that's the one I used for this card. So this one has that image used without cutting it down. And this is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. And then I took this one as reds and oranges, double-sided. So some of these for reds and oranges, like this orange is kind of a peach, but it's reading like a tan. And then it's got the peaches, once again, reading like a tan. But beautiful oranges and pinks, depending on which side you look at. So if you're looking at this side, it's going into the burgundies, and then you just flip it over, and then you've got this side, which is more orange. Isn't that cool? I love that. They're glossy paper, so I find using a tape runner is really nice when you're gluing glossy to glossy, okay? So these images are not glossy paper, so they have no problem. They have a little bit of a tooth to them. There's no problem using glue, like we use Cosmic Shimmer Specialist acrylic glue to glue things with. That is no problem. But when you're gluing the glossy to glossy, a tape runner is really nice so it's not just peeling off. Let's see what else. I added some little thin line Jewel Dazzle stickers in a kind of a coppery color, and these are colorful thin line Dazzle stickers, and they come in this pack. And there's a really nice sort of a brown color and a nice copper color in there that's perfect for vintage. And I just put a line of that here and here. And of course, just a little bit of burgundy ribbon from the burgundy ribbon set that of course has stitches on it. So just carrying that sewing theme through with the little stitches here on the dazzles and the stitch on there. So let's take a look now. This one is from the same collection. And I'm going to show you a little tip on tearing on this card. So this is a 6.5 by 5 inch card, and I have torn this light blue paper, and this is from the Duo Color Paper Pad Blues and Grays. And there's all those beautiful blues. And then if you flip it over, this side, it kind of shows the gray to, kind of the gray to blue. Okay, really cool. So this one's got this really nice light blue, and then I just took a little roasted coffee ink, a little dauber, okay? And then once I tore that, I just put that around the edges just like that. Now tearing this paper tears beautifully. So here's the same light blue paper, and I wanted to show you how I do this. I don't do a lot of measuring when I'm doing cards, oddly, so what I'm going to do is just fold this one down. Take your little bone folder, crease that. Now, the more you crease that, the sharper or more close your tear is going to be. And then I just go like that right along that torn edge. Oops, got out of hand at the bottom there. All right, and then same on the other side. Tear. Crease. Oh, come on. And then if you're getting some like chunky bits on there, kind of your tear is kind of chunky, that's cool. I like that. There you go. But you can always just go back and just tear that little bit off. All right, so that's what I do when I'm doing it like this. Okay, so I'm finding my mat, and then I go over to this side, and I'm just creasing that just where I want that to be on this side. Like I really want a kind of a wide mat. You see where I'm going with that? I want to make sure that it's like the width that I want. And then you're just tearing like that. All right, so then when I get down to the very bottom edge, I'm folding it just like this. It's kind of crooked. Fold it up a little bit more. All right, and then I would just do the same thing on that edge, and then that's how I do it. I don't spend a lot of time, especially when I'm tearing. Actually, I do the same thing when I'm using my paper cutter. I just sort of place my paper, I either mark it with a pencil. I really don't measure. I'm sort of terrible about that, you guys. But I find it's fast. Okay, using a little bit of glue, because I'm gluing this first layer is on the card, which has some tooth to it. So glossy to cardstock works really nicely. All right, then I've got this one, which is coming from the same collection. This one's reading kind of brown, which is great, but it's actually part of the grays. Inked the edges brown on that one. And so this is glossy to glossy, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of tape. Whoops, work the tape runner. Kind of my same thing about tape as I'm doing with glue, where you don't need to have a ton of it. Okay, and then same one on this one. I did the same kind of tearing around the edges of this, doing my little brown ink. Okay, that one right there with my little dauber. And then because this is paper, gluing that against the glossy, I'm just kind of switching back and forth depending on what kind of paper I'm using. All right, and now we're going to do cute little things here to play with. We're going to use some of these little guys. This is new from Hunkydory. These are diamond sparkles. These are gold studs, and they come in several different sizes. I'm also using from 49 and Market Royal Posies in Bashful, 3 different sizes, and leaves come with that. And then I've got a little bit of pink stitched ribbon from our pink ribbon set. And we've got our little tag here. And for the tag, once again, I cut that out, inked the edges brown. We're going to glue that right there. Gluing our little bow right there. Make that, just hold that for a second. All right, now we've got our little flowers and our little leaf. And I think I just want to put that right here, even though it's going to cover up that little tape. That is okay. And with Cosmic Shimmer, I just like to sort of hold it just for a second so it's really gripping. Then I'm going to take this little leaf and just tuck that right there. And then I've got these tiny little flowers, which are just adorable. I'm going to put one right, I think, here, kind of overlapping that leaf a little bit. And then we've got a third one, which, I don't know, I think I want to put it over here. I like to do that grouping of 3s, but that looks a little heavy over there, so I'm going to kind of move this around right there. And then, oh, I've got a fly in here, no way. So I'm going to take these little gold studs, which are just adorable, and I'm going to put one right here. And I think one right here among those little embellishments. And then we have our little sweet little sewing card. I love when there's a lot of sort of images of embellishments and things here. I love adding some little 3D embellishments because that's just really fun. Right, so now this is Eastern Moments, which is just gorgeous. Beautiful Asian designs, watercolors, flowers that are gorgeous. Once again, you're getting 144 images. and 24 of each design, lots of greetings. All right, so for this one, let me see which image I started off with on this one. So I did some cutting. I wanted to show you what we started with. Here we go. So I started with this image, and I took my little scissors and I just started cutting right around here, up around that umbrella and around here. And then when I got to the umbrella, I sort of followed the little scallop just quickly, and then down and then around the flowers. And then this little one is just a really nice all over pattern. Oh, come on, Lene, where is it? Oh, there it is. There we go. So for this one, I took some of the pink paper from Pinks and Purples. Look at that. Oh, love it. And then I also took some of the green from the yellow and gold, rather the yellow and green. There we go. I love these, you guys. These are just great tools to have in your stash. And I cut this one down, I don't know, that's about 3 inches, 2.5 inches wide. And we're gonna take the tape runner because we're gluing glossy to glossy. And we're gonna put that right there. And then we're gonna take this image and we're gonna just overlap it just like that. So we just have a little peeking out. There we go, kind of off camera. Okay, and then this is not so glossy, so we're fine. We're not gonna worry about it coming off. And then I'm gonna align that with the other image. And then I have this wonderful little "You Make Me So Proud" with a little bit of foam tape on there. And then, where should we put that? Here, here. I think it wants to go right there. Just like that. Just really simple. I love just the simplicity of that. And what else have I got? Let's see. What cards have I done? 1, 2, 3. The 4th card. So this one is the Little Book of Bees. Oh, I just love this. Look at these. It's just a really wonderful mix of watercolor and then whimsical and elegant and beautiful. Everything to do. Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous. So if you love bee art, which I love, then this is the book to have. And I don't think any of these books are going to last long. So if you're interested in these, grab them now. Stop the video and go grab them. All right, so for this card, I wanted to do something just a little bit different. So I went ahead and have everything offset so it's flush with the card fold. Right? So we've got our green mat, some yellow torn paper, okay, and that's from, of course, this one. And then this is just not cut down. I just moved it over, added some more of these sweet little gold studs. They also come in silver. And a little bit of tied jute twine. Foam taped the greeting, especially for you. Now, when you open this up, there's more happening on the inside. You guys, we've got so many of these images, spread them out. So here I've just taken my paper trimmer and I've just cut little 1/4-inch strips of yellow and green, glued those right over here, evenly spaced those, glued that little happy birthday cutout. Here I just took a leftover scrap of green and just glued that over here. It's kind of nice to not have it flush, but just have that little moving over 1/4 inch, and it makes its own border right there, which is so nice. And then just glued that right there, didn't trim it or anything. So it's kind of a nice presentation. And there's no reason you couldn't do that with all of these cards. There's so many images to work with. Be generous with them, right? I did just notice that on this card, I was going to add some more of these colorful thin line dazzles, and I had one in a teal color that I wanted to add, and I just skipped right over it. So we're going to do that right now. So here's some nice teal, and I thought the teal would just look so nice against this. Just it needed a little sparkle. As I was showing it to you, I'm like, did I have a bow on this? What's going on? Sometimes I just forget. All right, and I often do just put my jeweled, my thin line border dazzles and all my border dazzles. I generally put them on after the card is done. And I think that's because I want to see how that goes. Now, logic would say, well, why don't you just put it here before you glue this paper down? I just never do. I wait till I'm done and I sort of look at what else it needs. I wonder how many of you guys do that as well. So in order to do that, I just sort of tack it down, touch it with a finger. Usually I like to be right over the top of it, so I have to like do this. I also had a video I posted on Facebook. I think I'll post it here as well. And it's just a little tool tip how I use the grid on a cutting mat to get these straight. So I'll actually post that here on our YouTube channel as well. It might be helpful. Okay, and we're going to do that here. And this one will be a little trickier because I've already put the greeting on there. So let's show you how I would normally do this. Just under that foam tape, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to trim it over here. And then I'm going to trim it over here. I get asked quite often how we kind of keep these things straight on here, and that's it. That's how we do it. Okay, one more. And I don't mind mixing thin and thicker thin line dazzles. I think that's kind of a cool thing to do. Go. And I'm gonna trim that right there, there. Thank you for letting me do that. All right, you guys, so we've got a fantastic money saver on all of these little books, so cute, and all of these wonderful duo color pads. I would just jump right on that if I were you and get all of these in your toolkits because they are just fantastic to have. So yeah, money saver, right hand side of the screen. Other supplies listed down below the video if you want to pick and choose. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe. It really helps people find our channel. And the link to this webisode is below the video in the description box. Just click on that and it'll take you right here. Thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out with me today and playing and making some cards. And I'll see you next time.